Before you get too far designing your font, you might want to make some changes to your Illustrator setup. That's going to make things a lot easier. For instance, you want to make sure that you have your advanced toolbars. You also might want to have your pen tool on a little tear off tab. And of course you want your layers, and you want your layers to be as tall as possible. And some other helpful palettes you might want. The Pathfinder, great. And then the alignment. Arrange these where you think they're most helpful for you. You also want to make sure that you have your control bar. So turn your control bar on if you don't see it. And a couple other helpful things. You want your rulers. So view rulers. Here under the view menu, you can see the snap. I like to turn all of the snapping off, so I can be more precise where I want to put my lines. Now some keyboard shortcuts, right? If you do the Command or Control apostrophe, that turns your grid on and off. But let's take a look at where this grid comes from. Under the Illustrator menu, we have Settings, and we have Guides and Grid, and you can actually change how many grid lines you have. I think the default is 72 grid lines, so one grid line every 72 points and 8 subdivision. But you can change this to any increment that you want. I like to go 100 points and 8 subgrid lines. And another interesting thing, under General, here there's the keyboard increment, because one thing I do often is I use the keyboard to nudge a shape around. So here, if we have 1 point in the increment, every time I click the right arrow or the up arrow or the down arrow, you can see it moves 1 point. If you want it to be more precise, and certainly designing a font, you're moving in the most precise way, I'm going to change the keyboard increment to 0.25. So now it's going to move much, much smaller. Every time I click, it's going to move just a teeny bit. All right. Now, when we're designing, we often close our palettes and move things around. And so a neat trick you can do is under the window menu, you can go to Workspace, and you can make a new workspace. And you can click OK. And so then if you're designing and you're closing windows and you're moving windows around and things are getting kind of hectic, you can always come to the window, go to Workspace, and hit Reset Workspace, and it'll go back to how you wanted it.